We're at a crossroads.
But I think there's a lot of angst in the market and in the economy.
Americans face a serious debt dilemma, regardless of how much money they make.
Manufacturing sector is in a straight-up recession as of today.
Gold has doubled in the last 2 years.
Well, today there will not be kittens and rainbows. I am sorry to break the horrific news to you today, but the economy has died. Unemployment up, retail sales down. Banks are currently cracking. Layoffs are skyrocketing. Just about everything today has been a miss. You have retail sales miss, core retail sales miss, retail control group miss, employment cost index miss, and the U.S. consumer delinquencies. Congratulations. At a decade high. How high do you ask? Well, highest since 2017. And have you looked at the manufacturing? Now I know the orange guy brought manufacturing back, which this was before orange guy. Let me just make sure that this is before orange guy. Yep, that would be 2020, 2021, 22, and here we go. I'm going to say that's not looking too good. Bravo, you don't understand. The stock market went up today. I say thank you, Jared_420, for your comment, but there is a gigantic difference, also known as no correlation between stock market, okay, class, and the economy or your job. Like trying to draw a correlation between being married and getting lucky at night. Now wait for it. You could call ahead and make sure you have your wife's favorite restaurant, the favorite bottle of wine, the favorite cologne, set the whole stage, take her out, eat, drink, be merry, come home and you're like, yes! You're driving home, you pop a blue mint, or maybe it's not a mint, you're like, tonight is it. Then you ask your beautiful bride, hey, did you call your mom? And then she looks at you and she's like, you know I hate talking about that. And right about there, you realize you just wasted how much money on that blue pill. And there is no correlation between how much you do and getting lucky. And there is no correlation between stock market and whether or not you're going to keep your job. Or stock market and are you going to make money? But in life, you have three options, maybe two. I mean, if we count doing nothing, because doing nothing, you die. Well, that is if you have a job and you do everything everyone tells you to do and you think you're keeping up, you're not, you're dying. Not just physically, I mean, you have 100% chance that you're going to die, but monetarily. And what I teach you on this channel is to keep up. Keeping up is really easy. Also, know that there are so many factors out there that are lying to you, like you could never beat the market. It's only for rich people and analysts. And analysts can't even keep up. Look at Kathy Wood's ARK Invest. Wah is now down 38% over the last 5 years. While the NASDAQ has doubled over that same period. I say understand what DIA is. SPY, QQQ. Not just willy-nilly buy. Because, okay, I guess you're keeping up with the market. You're actually staying in track. But you do know that understanding the charts gives you, well, you're smarter than everyone in the room. To be completely honest, anyone that I work with, everyone makes money. You just can't confuse fundamentals and charts. You're like, well, silver in 15 days. Look at the vaults, bravo. Even in Shanghai, inventory has plummeted to 318 tons, down 31. Levels not seen since October 2015. Look at that. It almost looks like the Crimex there. So that must mean that silver prices are going to skyrocket. No. Bravo, the dollar demise is inevitable. Yes, I agree, but stop trying with your correlation. Okay, well, did you see market news? Market Watch. This is the analyst who has gold bugs thinking $12,000 is not only possible, but it is the correct price. Say fun, have shiny. But where do I think silver's going? Well, after you put that thing in, and then you put in a bear flag. Actually, you guys have this interesting pattern down here. I wouldn't bet the hog on it, but I'm going to still guess you guys are going to go down to the 60 range. When you were at 130 and you're like, win pullback, you promised us. There's a thing called patience. And here you go. You're currently sitting at 80 with a high probability of lower because you're into sales. You want to know, when is the sale? When's the sale on gold? Bitcoin. I say it's coming. You just have to wait. If you are currently impatient, I trade every morning. 9 times out of 10, maybe even higher, I make money as I wait for setups. Here, I'll show you some. And if you want to know my watch list, link in the description, Tesla, Guys are going to get a bounce right there, right off the 200. Candle above the 9, almost a crossover, bullish crossover. Marvel, MRVL, right here. Almost the same thing. You got momentum up again. What's another one? LC. There we go. We fill that gap right up there. Come on down to PAX. See, it's pulling and then zing. So do not jump into one of my watch lists if you don't know how to drive the plane. I promise I will teach you everything. It's 100+ videos, so you got some watching to do. $2.99. And again, start to finish, you will get it. Come here and go, oh, I see that. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, yeah. You're going to be smarter than the analysts, the Jim Cramers, Kathy Woods, all of them. Even maybe the Ray Dalios. He's going to tell you about your loss of purchasing power. The dollar dies. The stock market goes up and down. Sure that you have 15% gold and silver. Okay. Give your money to him and he'll invest it the right way. No. Let's listen in on Ray because this just came across the wire. Breaking news. I have not listened to it yet.
There is the loss of confidence in the reserve currency, which drives people to see alternative storeholds of wealth. So, for example, when there's a debt issue, there are two ways of dealing with debt. There's hard money, you traditionally backed by gold. And when that happened, then there was breakdowns in that monetary system, the valuation. So for example, classically, March 1933, Roosevelt, with the debt problem.
I'm sorry, but it's everything that you know. You know this. Yes, we have a debt problem. And yes, they're going to print their way out of it. But what does that printing look like? It is not the Fed go burr. It's actually the Treasury go burr. Purchasing power goes down. And so you need to position your money constantly. And I know it's so frustrating, but you have been assigned the game. You are in the game. You can't get out of the game. You need to move your money. To not listen to these guys because you're already behind or you're following where they need you to go. Tom Lee, all in Ethereum. And the cat's down, what, 9 billion? I could be wrong. Guy is calling. The bottom is in for crypto. And let me tell you the fundamentals. They give you the cost that it is to require a Bitcoin, an energy cost. It's never dropped below it. I don't know. Let's listen. But then after you listen to him, go FOMO in on Bitcoin. Let's look at the charts. I'll show you where it's going.
Teased it. You have a number in mind. What is it? I actually think there's a reasonable chance we saw the bottom last week at 60,000. There's a couple of reasons for that. First and foremost, $60,000 is the cash production cost for a new Bitcoin. Okay. So what happens is when you get below that, the weak miners start going out of business. They shut down.
And so 60,000 is the bottom. Actually, I bought it at 61 to 62. But then Bravo goes, I'm going to make 10 grand on this one. Sells it in the 70s because I don't think that is the bottom. Draw one thing on this chart. Do you know how to use it? Me to teach you how to use the Fibonacci over here. And also click the like, subscribe. I teach you this, even though it is all in the course. We're going to click here. We're going to drag it to the top right there. Could be slightly off. This is where it's going. Now let me change my candles so you can kind of see in line. What's a shaking bacon? And here we go. We drop down. Do you see? Hits it. Consolidates in this area. This is an interesting fib level, which would be level, not level. Now you're getting rejected here. Where are we going? We should consolidate in this area, okay? Until we drop into this area. And no, we're not going backwards. This is where you should also be accumulating. I am going to accumulate at the bottom of that fib and go deeper into that one. I know a lot of you are like, can you please get rid of yourself so I can see the price? The price is going to be on that fib. Now I just kind of willy-nilly drew it. That's about 57 all the way down to 40. That could just wick down there. So you guys might want to just set a buy order and walk away. And this was your 618 right here. You bounced on it. And that's your 786. 40K is about it. That's it. When everyone's telling you, oh, this is it, that's the bottom. Bravo called the very bottom on the probably. I think I had it within 30 minutes. I will have to congratulate myself and pat myself on the back. He calls the top and the bottom all within 4 months? Let me just check. What is this Head and Shoulders? Where is this telling you we is going? Yeah. Ooh, no, that's too low. That's 27. Remember, kids, piggies get fed, hogs get slaughtered. What you want to do is just come over here. Look, see, buy one BTC, whether you like it or not. Set it where you're like, okay, I'll buy one Bitcoin right there. Also known as set it and forget it. That's how I got my Bitcoin filled. So again, don't listen to hedge funds. Don't listen to the news. You're just their liquidity. They need stupidity so they can hand bags off. I think this is a great time to buy. Take bag. I think this is a great time to sell. Hold bag. If there isn't liquidity, the price will drop, and they don't like that. And I think maybe a lot of people may have missed the boat on gold and silver. Now, I'm going to preface this. This is the fake SLV, GLD. Gold and silver will be along and around a lot longer than you and a lot before you. If you ever want to measure anything in anything, don't do it in the dollar. Do it in gold. You want to know how your stock market portfolio did? Measure it in gold. You will find that you didn't keep up. That's why I come here and I say you have no choice. You are in this game of Monopoly. You are watching this right now. Even if you're not watching it, you're in the game. To be moving your pieces every day. You get to roll. What am I going to do? I'm not going to do anything. I don't trust it. I'm just going to go to work, get a paycheck. You've already lost. You failed. If you have income, you fail. Rich don't receive income. Income is taxed. Debt is not. Click subscribe. I'll teach you about debt. Hedge funds, bullish gold wagers fall. See, they're now, okay. Liquidity, I know it goes in right here, right in my brain. You're their exit liquidity. These are contracts. Need players playing the game of Monopoly. I mean, if it's just one dude sitting there, okay. At a time, Bank of America warns bubble-like price action in materials and commodities. So I'm telling you, be careful. And again, when silver went like that or Bitcoin goes like that, it always retraces. And if you want to grab it here, you have to be patient and you have to wait. Big picture, the whole Titanic's cracking. Half of it is already underwater. Economy is gone. The banks are gone. I told you. Non-bank lending starting to crack. Starting to? Rates are over 7%. It's just the nature of the beast. We're looking at 4x, 4 times delinquencies, conventional mortgages. It's going. I mean, it depends on what state you're into. Look at Florida. Oh, my gosh. Now you have all the banks holding the bags. They're like, wait, you're not going to pay your rent? Not going to pay your mortgage? What is going on? And with all things, you just have to wait. It doesn't mean like short it now or then there's so many different positions out there. I mean, look at Costco. Get ready. Although that's a bear flag. Target, right? See these? This was like your silver move. It always comes back. Keep an eye out on Kroger. Target. Well, you missed the boat on the Target. Walmart, Costco. I am assuming, also known as under the impression with all of these bad numbers, should affect the stock market, but I'm not betting on it. U.S. retail sales, fire sale. So many things are repeating 08. Well, but the stock market's up. Okay. Have you looked at the charts from 08 and how they might resemble to today? Well, no, bravo. I saw the Bitcoin. That's exactly. Okay, well, S&P 500. Since I got you on the line, look, here, I'll overlay the two for you. Boy, that's interesting. That does look kind of a lot like every chart that I ever look at. Now, does that mean short it right now? No, but be ready, guys. I think this is it. You're topping out. For the MACD to cross, wait for the indicators. They're a little late. That's all indicators are. Oh, and by the way, when I trade market open, I don't use anything. Just go in raw dogging it. And no, I've never taught anyone on how to do it. So please do not go, okay, I think I got this. Again, I don't use any indicators. For my long-term plays, my swing trades, which you could beat the indices, the S&P 500, it does this. Go short, go long. It's just rinse and repeat. On the 1 hour, trade on the day, trade on the week. It's very simple. Cannot beat those guys. There's something wrong. I've gone over this 100 times. I've drawn lines. Okay, let's go back 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's like vertical line here. This is where I would do it. And then you pull back and you're like, oh my gosh, I beat the S&P 500. That would be like beating a 4-year-old at football. Another analogy, it would be like the Seahawks are playing San Francisco or New England Patriots. It doesn't matter. It's easy. Want to know if you're really good? Trade market open with nothing. That's like Luke Skywalker, right? When he blew up the Death Star, he just took it all off. He had this. Raw dog that torpedo into a little hole. It sparked a chain reaction that would change the world. And at some point, I will teach you guys how to trade the market open. It's actually my goal for this year, but I'm kind of lazy. If you want the easy approach, again, my AI course, it's how to beat a 4-year-old at football. It's not rocket science. And with that, I love you. I will see you tomorrow.